Guys, I wonder if you can chat to me in the chat and tell me if you are here for FLP mostly, or if somebody's just, I've always wondered what Speak to Us is about, and I just want to ask a tutor a question, or I want some advice about my exemptions, or is literally everybody here because they're thinking we're going to talk about FLP today. So I'm going to the chat and see. Lavuyo is here for FLP. FLP, Daniela. Atlang, why are you here? Let me see. Okay, mostly FLP. So you can get 10 points if you can tell me what FLP stands for. Ah, Daniela, there you go. Finance Leadership Program. Do I have an opinion about how confusing that name is? Totally. It's totally a little bit confusing. Is it a finance leadership program? Sure. Yes, maybe. What it is, Daniela, do you know what it is? What does the finance leadership program do? Who can tell me? It's a distinguishing feature, probably the one thing you know about it. Yay, fantastic. That's what everybody knows. I hear there's a way to skip the OT exams. Isn't that fantastic? Yes, it's fantastic, and it's great. It gives you some other problems, though. It gives you the problem of you didn't then go through the rigor of the OT and might then struggle more at the at case study level. But be that as it may, the other, it's not necessarily so. You can still put in a lot of rigor at the OT level. The other great benefit of FLP is that you can, it doesn't take that long. You can do it nice and quickly. So just in terms of what FLP is, it is just a different route to get your CGMA designation. So you, I said to somebody today, it's if you're still going to, where are we going? We're going to East London. It's just, you're just deciding if you're taking a car or if you're taking a plane, if you're going by plane. But you, maybe I'm taking this too far, you get the same snack pack. So you do the same syllabus. It is just a different mode of getting to the same destination. Okay, I have a presentation ready, which I just used to make sure that I cover all my bases and I share everything with you. Okay, so I'm gonna start here and literally tell you everything that I know. We are the first to offer it in South Africa. They are not offering it even in the UK yet because they're having trouble currently with the Competition Commission, but they launched it in Sri Lanka first, and we are the second country to have it. And it is really on the back of IBTC, who said we want to, our market is quite like early adapters, if you like. We're a nice maverick society, so we can take on new things quite easily. Okay, so Finance Leadership Program. Finance Leadership Program, what is it? So it stands for Finance Leadership Program. It's CIMA's new self-directed, you can study at your own pace, digital option. It's all online for students to complete the CIMA qualification, the same CIMA qualification as on the other route, and to earn the CGMA designation. They call it New Digital First Route to the globally recognized CIMA professional qualification. Okay, so that's terminology that they like to say, digital first. FLP is, as Daniela said, a 3-exam route to becoming qualified, in which students only have to do the case study exam on each level, on the condition that you have completed all the online questions on the CIMA study portal. So on the professional qualification, you can get your own book, you can borrow, beg, steal, prep yourself, go to a college, attend classes, do it on your own and just come and attend the exams. With FLP, you have to subscribe to CIMA's study portal, go through the material there and answer all the questions. As you study, you answer some questions, you study some more, you answer some questions. It's called continuous assessment. CIMA provides the online study portal, which includes all the study material and all that exam kit questions for all the subjects for a set period. The period is the subscription period, and you buy a subscription period. All the content for all the subjects are on the portal, and students can work through it as fast as they are able to. So I equated to, there's a room, and in that room they have put all the books and the exam kits and the mocks and all the resources in the room for all the E's, P's and F's and all the case study with video lectures for the case study and questions, and everything is there. And you buy access to that room. You can say, I want access to everything for 1 year, or I want access to everything for 2 years, or I want access to everything for 3 years. Okay, so what is also in that room? What is in that room, or what is in that subscription that you buy? There's the registration fee and the annual subscription fee. So that's included in that package you are buying, or that actually these fees fall away if you like. You get all the tuition material and all the questions for all the OT subjects and for case study subjects. Even if you're exempted, even if your entry route is at management level or at strategic level, you go into that room, it's all there. And then you get 6 case study exam tokens. So something to know is that the tokens are specific. So the token, if you get 1 operations case study exam token and 1 operations case study rewrite token. So if you fail, and then you get 1 for management case and 1 rewrite token and 1 exam token for strategic and 1 rewrite token for strategic. So you cannot use the tokens for something else. So if you attempt your case study exam and you fail, and then you use your rewrite token to sit the rewrite and you fail, then you can't use a management case study token to sit your operations case study. Okay, so this is what the CIMA product looks like. But CIMA, there's legislation in South Africa that prohibits professional bodies from selling to students. They say the referee and the player can't be the same person, so you have to do your studies through a tuition provider and your exams through your professional body. So CIMA cannot sell this product to you, but they give it to the tuition providers, and the tuition providers then add value to it and on-sell it. Okay, so what does IBTC add? So if you keep an eye here on this tuition section, we add a tutor that's available on email, unlimited. It's a local tutor, so it's somebody you can mail, and when you're in dire straits, we can even set up a call for you. And then local, what I call hand-holding, but it's really student monitoring. So a couple days after you've received your logins, we will check, have you started yet? I see you progressing very slowly, or oh, it's a month now and I see you haven't even logged in, and we phone you and we guide you and we try and help you, or we track your studies a little bit and figure out we'll run a query and say who hasn't logged in for 3 weeks, and we'll give you a call and we'll try and figure out what is going on, for instance. Okay, so we add this and then we call it the IBTC CIMA FLP standard product. And then because our fear is that students will love this product and purchase it, but then they don't pass the case study because of the missing underlying rigor of those OTs. So we thought, you know what, we are case study experts. We often get between 80 and 100% pass rate on our case study. So we want to throw in case study classes for you. So we've developed a FLP Premium Program, and what we're adding to it is 6 case study exam prep classes. bearing in mind that one case study exam prep class, and by a class, I don't mean you come on a Saturday. A class is like a course. So you come on a Saturday, Sunday. So it's 2 weekends we need to prepare you for your case study exam. So we're throwing in 6 of those, one for operations and one for operations reset, one for management case study, one for management case study reset, and one for strategic level exam and for a strategic level exam reset. So bear in mind that each of these currently retail at 7750, and we are throwing 6 of those into the room. Okay. So what do? You buy subscription. So you can say, I want 1 year subscription, and boy, in that 1 year, I'm going to go for it. And you can. Everything is there. If you are at operations level and you think in that 1 year you can go straight to strategic level, you go for it. We have worked out that this is actually cheaper than buying it like you would in the traditional method, which we call professional qualification, or the PQ method, where you do write the OTs, because in 1 year on FLP, you can easily do 2 levels. So it's easier to get through the material that the way they've structured it, and there's less hours required. But okay, at the end of the day, you will, let me just see if I can do this. Yeah, hang on. At the end of the day, you will need to buy a subscription, and you buy these from IBTC. And if you buy this, you know what's included. So one of the things you get is that subscription voucher, and then you get the material and all the exam fees and the rewrite fees and everything in there. If you buy for 2 years, you get the 2-year voucher. And if you buy for 3 years, you get the 3-year voucher. This voucher is the voucher you will use to register for FLP, for the FLP program. So at the moment, some of you might have attempted to register for FLP already, because CIMA is pushing it quite hard. And when you get there, you'll see, oh, I'm in trouble now, I can't progress. And it's because you don't have a voucher yet. Okay, so FLP standard, just the program with additional support, is 50, 70, and 95,000. And FLP Premium, what is that again? That is when we add 6 classes, case study classes, and that's 60, 90, and 120. Having said this, if you have the whole route to go, Ops, Man, and Strat, your best option is to buy, well, a 2-year subscription. And you can complete your whole qualification in 2 years with some room to spare. So let me just see if I can take you through that. Hang on a second. Just rub all of this out. Okay. Okay. Let me explain this to you quickly now that I see what the next slide is. Okay. Let me see. What will happen in your 1-year subscription? You have got 6 exam tokens. Okay, 6. Okay, let me rather say you've got an OCS exam token, an OCS rewrite, an MCS exam token, MCS rewrite, an SCS exam token, and an SCS rewrite. Okay, you are studying, and you are using your OCS exam voucher, and you fail. You've used this one. Now you're sitting your exam again, and for your operation case study exam, you're using your reset voucher, and you fail. So I still have subscription time. So I'm still in the room, but I don't have any exam vouchers. What do? You have to purchase more exam vouchers. Okay. The other thing that happens is I have my subscription for a year. It runs out on the 1st of February. 1st of Feb, because that's how long my subscription was. But on the 12th of February is my case study exam. Can I write a case study exam after my subscription has ended? No. When your subscription ends, you are kicked out of the room. You have to be in the room to write your case study exam. You have to have a valid subscription to sit your case study exam. So what do? I still have lots of vouchers. I still have lots of exam vouchers, but I've run out of time. Then you need to buy a new subscription. Here, I still have time, but I've run out of vouchers. And over here, I've run out of time, but I still have vouchers. So here you buy a new subscription. And here you buy more vouchers. So on the next one, I will show you what more vouchers look like. The cost is for that. I hope this makes sense. Also, if you're thinking, if you run out of time, you bought for 50,000 1 year and you run out of time, you have to come back and buy another year for 50. We recommend that you buy 2 years at 70. I know the price is high, but we did a calculation and it ends up being a lot cheaper, this route, than the traditional route. But and the traditional route is actually now referred to as the PQ route, the professional qualification route. But I do understand the benefit of the PQ route is that you can buy it in chunks, studying in chunks, buying in chunks. Okay, let me just move on. So I still have time, but I've run out of vouchers. Then you want to buy another exam because you now failed twice. Then you buy this exam as a standard exam fee, or you buy the management exam fee, or you buy a strategic case study exam fee. Okay, the other one was I have run out of time. I am on strategic level. It's only for strategic level. I've run out of time. And sure, now my exam is in May, my strategic case study exam. But my subscription ended in April, or it ended in December. And what do I do now? I don't want to buy a whole new year for 50,000. So you can actually, the strategic level students can buy a top-up. Just a top-up, just to cover you for the next exam. Okay. I don't know if this is the level of information you were looking for. Let me just see what else I have. Okay, I just want to explain the 1 year time, the timeline for you. SEMA, can anybody remember what SEMA recommended number of study hours per OT subject? How much time did SEMA recommend should you spend on an OT subject? Okay. SEMA said you should spend 150 hours on an OT subject. So if you're doing E1, P1, F1, or E3, P3, F3, any of these, they said it takes 150 hours. We thought more realistic between 120, 145, but it's all there or thereabout. Now, SEMA says on FLP, it will only take you about, I think they said 75 to 120 hours, but I worked it out and I'm going to tell you that I'm going to estimate on 6 hours a week. I'm going to estimate, I think you only around 70 to 80 hours would be enough. So I worked out if you on FLP only need 80 hours and you spend 6 hours a week. So it's like 2 hours on a Monday, 2 hours on a Wednesday, maybe 2 hours on a Saturday or something like that. Then it should take you roughly 1 month. Okay, so you can do in June, do your E subject. In July, do your P subject. In your F subject, I don't know if I've got it wrong, July, August, September, and then you use 1 month to prep for your case study and you're in time for your case study exam. If you fail, you can resit your case study here, or if you pass, you can actually take this month off. You've got 1, 2, 3 and OT and OT and OT, and you do your case study over here, and you're in time for your May exam. So you see how nice it is. You're in time for your May exam, and then whoops, immediately your subscription expires, because based on IBTC advice, we said the ideal starting time is the 1st of June. The 1st of June, you get the maximum number of case study exams in your year, as opposed to buying in May and it then ends end of April and you miss a case study. Yeah. Okay, I am just going to rub this out and then I will show you. So this is a year and this will give you a good idea. So the ruler, sorry, I'm looking over there. It must be very irritating with me. So the rule of thumb for me is if you have a decent week, 6 to 8 hours a week, you can bargain on 1 month per OT and 1 month for your case study. So you should be able to write an exam every 4 months. Okay, let me just move on to our favorite, most beneficial is a 2-year timeline. So in a 2-year timeline, let me just see. So I said, here's your months for your OT, here's a month for your OT, here's a month for your OT, and here you prep for your case study, and here you sit your case study exam. You actually get to take December off. You don't have to do anything in December. And in January, you do your OT again, another OT, another OT. I hope this makes sense for everybody. I use this terminology. You do an E subject, a P subject, a F subject, you prep for your case study, and you're ready for your May exam. So that's your second pass already. You can actually take June off a little bit, which is this falls in nicely with our semesters. We usually have classes from Jan, February to April. Students take a break in June. We start again in July. So then you do, here you do maybe E, here you do P, here you do F, and then you prepare for your case study over here, and there you set your November exam. And then in case you failed something, these are all the months you have left to play with. These are your buffer months or margin months. But can you see on 2 years, you can sit your operations case study. You can even have a reset. You can sit, you can have a reset over here if you want to. Here you can do your management case study, have a reset here if you want to, and here you can do your strategic case study, and here you can do your reset if you want to. So you should be able to complete your whole CGMA designation, all your CIMA studies, all levels within a 2-year timeline, and have months to spare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months to spare. Okay, now isn't that amazing? So Simba asked, do I still have access to the material of the case study exam, or you have to wait for the results for the case study first to continue? The answer is, when you are in the room, everything is there. Even, and I'll talk about transition just now, if you're an existing student and you have completed E1 and P1 already, and you transition, it won't ask you to redo E1 or P1. So it will just show that you have already completed it. But can you access that content? Yes, it's there. You're in the room. Okay. The price for the 2-year timeline, Janine asked me, is 70,000 Rand. Here we go. 70,000 Rand. And it includes all your exam fees, all the reset fees, all your tuition, all the mocks, the marked mocks, the tutor help, the IBTC local support, your registration fee. It includes everything. That's 70,000. Okay. And you get to, yes. Okay. Great. If you wanted to add classes to it, it is 90,000. Okay, so let's see where I was. This is the timeline. The 2-year timeline is very appealing, isn't it? Okay, I've got some frequently asked questions. I have already paid for an OT or a case study exam. I'm an existing student. Jochebed said, is it per year? It's for 2-year subscription. It's not per year. It is for a 2-year subscription. Okay, I've already paid for an OT or case study exam. Can I get a credit for it? The answer is yes. When you transition, you don't get the credit automatically. So you will have to ask Pearson VUE to hang on a second. I just want to get, you have to ask them for a refund. And when they refund that amount, you can apply it to your FLP purchase. Let me just see. Get to the entry requirements. Sorry, I just want to give you the right information. Here we go. You will not automatically get a credit for your OT or case study exams you've already booked and paid. You must cancel your scheduled exam with Pearson VUE and you will receive a refund to the card you used to pay for the exam. Note that exams must be cancelled at least 48 hours ahead of the scheduled exam sitting to be eligible for a full refund. Okay. This reminds me of something else that I just wanted to mention. So you get an exam credit and a rewrite credit. So if you book your exam and you don't show up or you forget to cancel it, it takes that token as you have used that token, just so you know. Okay. I now move to FLP and now, I'm struggling. I just can't pass these case studies. I want to move back to the traditional route, to the PQ route. Can I? No, currently you can't. But they say they've had, SEMA says they've had more than 4,400 students on the platform to test it, and nobody said that they wanted to go back. They really liked it. It's unlikely that students will want to go back. But the truth is you can go back but you can't transition back. So transitioning back would mean now I've transitioned back to the professional qualification route and I did all the E1 exercises on FLP. It won't then exempt you from E1 on the professional qualification. So by all means, let your exemption, your subscription lapse, and then come back to the professional qualification if you want to, but then you will still have to do all the OT exams. You won't get recognition for the OT exercises you did on FLP. Okay, we discussed this. If my subscription expires on 1 January, how do I set the strategic case study? February case study, and that was then that you have to buy that strategic level extension of your subscription. Do I still get the exit level qualifications? So that's your diploma in management accounting and advanced diploma. Yes, when you've passed those exams, your diplomas will be emailed to you. What are the entry requirements for FLP? Is it certificate level complete or exempt? Yes, if you have been exempted from the certificate level or you have completed the certificate level and you are now at operations level, then you can enter FLP. The other broad entry requirement is a bachelor's in business or finance or accounting, but I will get to that in a second. How does exemptions work on FLP? It's this, on the PQ, you enter at certificate level, so it's open entry, and you apply for exemptions to see if you can get advanced placement. Okay, on FLP, there isn't a certificate level. You can start there if you have a degree or an IFAC certificate, and your exemptions, you will apply for exemptions while you register on FLP, And some exemptions they will recognize, some qualifications they will recognize and give you a response immediately, and some they won't know, and you will have to submit it to them for evaluation. Okay, the exemption process for FLP, as with PQ, is quite tricky, and there's 100 different ways of looking at it. And we have a CIMA assist function where we say, we'll explain everything to you, but really let us just help you with your exemptions. We will help you with exemptions. You don't need to decide from the beginning, do I want to do FLP or want to go the traditional route? First, find out what your exemptions are. And you can get different exemptions on professional qualification as you can on FLP. So I had a student who applied for exemptions to go the PQ route, and she was exempted from certificate level and E1. So she had to do P1, F1, and an ops case study. If she decided to go the FLP route, because she's got a bachelor's in finance, she would immediately start on management level. She said, oh, okay, this is interesting. I don't know why this is the case, but sure, let me just then go the FLP route, because I can actually start on management level, where on the PQ route, I still have to do the operations level. So let us help you to first determine your exemptions for the two different routes. And then based on that, and costs and time, and based on a variety of varying factors, you can then decide which is the best route for you. But it all starts with exemption. Okay. Gateway, I can't remember what the gateway question was. It was one of Vanessa's questions. She said, remember to talk about gateway. What can I tell you about gateway? Okay, gateway. On PQ, you can apply for exemption, and then often you will have an entry point, a gateway entry point that lets you start at a case study. Okay, I'll give you exemption up to management case study, but you must do management case study so that I can see that it was a worthy exemption, and then you can move on. On FLP, you will never start at the case study. You will start at a level. So we'll say, you, and you have to start at ops level. You, and you start at management level. Never, you'll always have to do, you then have to do EP and F in the operations case study, and you move on, and you have to do E2, P2, F2, and the, did I get myself confused? Management case study, and then move on. It's on FLP. You always have to do the underlying EP and F, learning and assessment. On the professional qualification, you are often exempted, and you can start at a case study. Okay, we've discussed that I still have a valid subscription, but I've run out of exam tokens. What do? You buy more exam tokens. My subscription expired, but I still have exam tokens. What do? You buy another subscription or a subscription extension if you're at strategic level. Okay. So, entry requirements. I just want to see if there are questions. If I move countries, can I still access my material and use the exam voucher? Yes, you can. I see I'm struggling under FLP. You let it pass. Can I move back to the traditional route? Yes, you will be able to move back at the end of your subscription, but you can't get credit for the EP or F learning and assessment you have completed on FLP. You won't get the credits for that on PQ. Okay, what can I tell you about exemption? No entry requirements. Okay, so it's often just said you need a bachelor's to enter FLP. Okay, so great. You need a bachelor's to enter FLP. I have a bachelor's in education management. And they said, no, I didn't mean that bachelor's. No, shame, Nikki, you can't do FLP. And so, okay, I have a bachelor's in economics. And they say, okay, great. You have a bachelor's in some kind of business, finance, and accounting. You're in. You can do FLP. But if it's not in finance and accounting, or predominantly finance and accounting, so it was in economics or something like that, then you start at operations level. If you have a bachelor's degree in accounting and finance, I've got a bachelor's from, or a BCom financial accounting from UJ, clear as day, you start at management level. Okay, I have a certificate from an IFAC body, then you will start at operations level. I have a diploma from an IFAC body, then you'll start at management level. I am membership also gets you there. I am a SIPA member, start at management level. I am a SICA member or an ACCA member. You start at strategic level. Okay. So the challenge that we face with entry requirements and determining which level you will start at is that there are a gazillion different types of qualifications. I've got a BTech from KZN University of Technology. I have an advanced diploma in accounting sciences and whatever. Well, I've got an advanced certificate in. So they are the qualifications we can easily determine your entry level. And there are those that we can't easily determine. And for that, we then need to apply on your behalf to CMA to say, tell us where your entry level is. Sometimes they ask for your transcript. So they will say, was this in a business field of study or in a accounting and finance field of study? So they would look at your transcripts and see if more than 25% or so of your course to relate to finance and accounting, it's good enough for them to put you at management level. Okay, but this whole entry requirement and exemptions, is it exemptions or is it just determining at what level you must start, is a little bit of a tricky one. And we are in direct contact with CMA in the UK so that we can quickly get answers. So Vanessa had somebody today who had an MBA, and then we have to, well, we don't have to, we look at it to see which way do we think it will go. Was there more than 25% of the course related to finance and accounting? But at the end of the day, we cannot make the decision. We have to send it to CMA to say, where do you suggest the student must start, at operations or at management level? If they say you must start at management level, you cannot now start at strategic level. So the Brits are they say, I suggest you start at management level, but they really mean you have to start at management level. You can decide to start at operations level if you want to. You can decide to start at a low level, but you cannot decide to start at a higher level. Okay, so if you are a transition student, so what can a transition student do? I am already a student and I am studying BA3 Cert BA. Can I do FLP? No. I am a transition, I'm currently a CMA student and I've just completed Cert BA. So I am now at ops level, but I haven't written the ops exam yet. Can I do FLP? Yes. You're now at ops level. I'm at ops level and I've already completed one exam, easy peasy. You come over, you start at ops level. I'm at man level, I still have to do P2. Great, you just come over, you continue with P2. I've already passed E2 and F2. When you buy the voucher from us, you register on FLP, it will show you have already done E2 and P2. It will show as complete and you only have to do F2. All the content is still there. You can go back and review it. Okay, so this is what they mean by a like-for-like basis. Okay, let me see if I've got any questions on this. Yes, you automatically get credits for all the subjects passed. Very good question, Danielle. I was wondering if I was going to get that question about how long the FLP extension is. I don't know, suspect it's a year, but we will find out. Oh, let me make a note. Length of strat extension. Okay. Yeah, I have P2 left. Would it be advisable to transition out to the FLP route? Yes, totally. You'll be in a very good position to pass your management case study because you did E2 and F2 as OTs. Yeah, I would totally do that. Suddenly you're just 3 exams away from qualifying. If you need to do, no, just 2. You don't need to do, you're just 2 exams away. You only need to do your management case study and your strategic case study. I would totally move over. But you have to carefully consider it. FLP price includes the token. Okay. Then let's see what else I have for you. I have nothing else for you. You can just go further, faster, because you're doing it at your own pace. Okay, so I am very keen to hear if there are more questions. Let me see if I can share this with you. It is, I want to say just in. So let me just see. Sorry. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I have got this. I hope you can all see this. Hang on. Okay. So entry. How do I enter at operations level a bachelor's degree in the business field of study with a CIMA Cert BA complete? Anybody at operations level? Students from other routes, for example, CSEP, are eligible. We had a CSEP student yesterday and I told him you're not eligible, but you are. But will have to be addressed on a case-by-case basis. Certificates from IFAC or other recognized bodies. So an IFAC body might be ICAEW, for instance. And it's a very bad example because it's very popular. IAC, you have a finance, you're a member of, I can't remember what they stand for, IAC. Then CIMA might not exactly know who IAC is, or so then you will have to send it to them for evaluation. But if you have a certificate from ACCA, they'll say, oh, I know ACCA because it's a UK accounting body. At the moment, they only recognize SIPA and SICA. Just the 2 that they are most familiar with. So for that, we can tell you exactly where you need to start. But if you're from a lesser known accounting body, then we will have to apply for exemptions or advice on your entry level with CIMA. You can enter at management level if you've got a bachelor's degree in accounting or finance. It should say or. Accounting or finance. Diploma from an IFAC or other recognized bodies, but it will have to be addressed on a case by case. Your CIMA diploma in management accounting puts you at management level. All students are currently at the management level. Members of SIPA and any members of other IFAC bodies will be addressed on a case by case basis. Enter at strategic level, SICA or ACCA, or anything else you've got, they will look at it. Okay. That was that. I don't think there was anything else on here. Okay, so let me just see if there are any questions that are unanswered. Anybody wants to unmute and shout out a question? Welcome to do so. Otherwise, you can maybe raise your hand, way more civilized. If I register now and only want to start in June, as Nikki advised, will I get my discount still? Absolutely. Absolutely to the discount. Is the 5K only valid for me? No, you get 5,000, you get 5,000, all get 5,000. Oh, is it until the end of May? No, I've already said it, Vanessa. We're now giving everybody on this call 5,000 Rand off if they start May or June. Let me see what else. I don't have a degree to be exempted. I can just finish certificate level and transition. Absolutely, 100%. You will automatically get credits for everything. Okay, so what is your next step? Your next step. Let me think about that for a second. your next step. Your next step is, if you are new, if you are new, is to work out your exemption. It is either, okay, so either you're saying, I'm brand new, I don't have any of these existing qualifications or anything. Guys, I don't have anything. Can I just start? Great, you don't want to apply for any exemptions. You can chat to us about starting at the certificate level, and we can do a quote for you and get you to start on 1, 2, or 3 subject, and you are sorted. Okay, I am new and I do have an existing qualification. Maybe have a fancy degree or an advanced diploma, or I'm a member or something. I didn't miss this, must say exemption. Oh, sorry. I want to apply for exemption. Then you must chat to us, because what we want to do is we want to say, what exemptions will you get on PQ and what exemptions will you get on FLP? Then we'll come back to you and say, for PQ, you must start with P2, F2, whatever. But on FLP, I can actually go straight to strat level. So we will tell you what you can do. Then I'll say, this is going to cost you so much, and this is going to cost you so much. And then we start having a conversation. And then you'll say, oof, actually, this is okay. This is quite nice, but oof, I'm very drawn to this. Okay, Nikki, what I want to do, I want to do this one. We say, okay, great. I'm going to give you a quote, and then I'm going to make payment, and then I give you your voucher. And with your voucher, you then register onto the FLP platform. Now, some students here might have been very excited, and it doesn't matter because I did exactly the same. I got so excited. I registered for FLP, and then I didn't mess up the whole thing, didn't know what I was doing. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to register on the platform, and it's either kicking you out or it's saying, what are you doing? You must now give me copious amounts of money, but it's actually very tricky to start at the end, because you can't really do much on that platform if you haven't purchased the voucher. And you don't really even sure if you should purchase the voucher if you haven't figured out at what level you are starting, or if you figured out if FLP is better for you than PQ. So although you might have played around on the platform, that's all good and well, but let's start at the top and first say, do I want to go this route or that route? When I go this route, what is my entry level? And then do I need to buy a 1, 2, or 3-year voucher? And once you have the voucher, you are ready to go and register yourself on the platform and go for it. Okay, so probably a fair amount, if not all or most of you, are transition students. And I would venture to say your situation is a lot easier, because I don't have to figure out where you are going to start. You're going to know where you are going to start. So all you need to do is carefully consider, and you can call us, you can mail us, you can ask us 100 times a day. It doesn't matter. It's a big decision. You want to get the best advice to say, should I move from my situation now into this new situation? Because it looks very alluring, but all that glitters is not gold. So I would love to have a chat with you. I want to see, how did you do on E3, P3, F3? How did you do on E2, P2? Were you okay with the OTs? Do you have a fear of those multiple choice exams? Are you really very good at case study? Because I hate multiple choice exams, but I'm a star at case study. And then for various and assorted reasons, we can say, actually, you're so close, just finish on your PQ route. Or this is a much better route for you for financial reasons, or for the way it is structured, or how far you've come. Or we'll say, actually, the FLP sounds a lot better for you because you can progress faster and you've got less exam stress, or whatever. But chat to us about transitioning, because you might have to claim a bit of a refund here from CIMA or from Pearson VUE to apply here, and maybe if you've already purchased stuff from us and you haven't used it, and how do we elegantly transition you to FLP? Now, what you want to avoid is to say, I want to transition. Great. I'm going straight to the platform and I'm just going to transition. And it's also going to give you error messages and it's going to kick you out and it's going to do all kinds of funny things because you must start at the top. You must first decide, is this right for me? Then we have a nice consultation and say, do you need a 1, 2, or 3 a voucher? And once you have the voucher in hand, you go to the registration platform and then it will be seamless. And that, I believe, is my full story. And I can't think of anything else I need to explain. So Vanessa says, I'm here, Vanessa at IBTC.co.za. Exemption will be the same. When I have an honors in finance and the qualification exemption management level OT, so if I join FLP, will I forfeit the exemptions and have to enter management level? This is exactly, is it Amanda? Amanda, how it works. On PQ, you say you'll start at management case study, and on FLP, you will start with E to B to F2. But when you start at management case study level, how do I, and it's not a word of a lie, this is really true, we have alarm bells going off when somebody starts at a case study, because how can you prep for that case study if you don't go and read your EP and F material? So we have a package that we sell to you to say it's critical that you go through your EP and F material before you do your management case study. What FLP is saying is, hey, you must first read through EP and F before you do your management case study. So I would say, although it looks like the one gives you more exemption than the other one, it's false. You are actually getting the same. It's the same. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, call me in the morning and I can explain it again. But at your situation, if you continue with the PQ route or the FLP route, your entry level is actually, or the amount of work you need to do is exactly the same. Amanda, does that make sense? Yes, thank you. Excellent. Okay. And as I said, the amount of work you'll have to do is exactly the same. I must admit that there's no way around it, but the FLP work seems to be less. So, but I love the rigor of the professional qualifications. Okay, I don't know if anybody wants to see what it looks like. I can, if I have a minute left, I can see if I can hang on one second. Please don't go anywhere. I'm going to show you what the FLP platform looks like. If I can just find that login, hang on. Yes, excellent. Okay, here we go. I am aware. I'm writing all over the place. Okay, I'm gonna. Anybody's leaving? No. Okay, this is now you've got your voucher. You entered, and your studies are going to begin. And this is now your. You're in the room. You're in the room, and here's your dashboard. I must admit, I'm not 100% au fait with how this dashboard works, because you can set goals for yourself and you can say, I want to study 6 modules in a week, and it will track for you how you're doing against your own goals, and you can schedule an exam from here, and here's all the books in that room. And I usually just go through my competencies, is the OT stuff I must complete, and when I'm done, I go to my exam portion. So here are my competencies. I'm at strategic level, but see, I can also go to the management section of the room and the operational section of the room, but I happen to be at strategic level. So here is my E competencies that I have to complete. Here is my P competencies and my F competencies. And I have to do 7 skill sets in this section, 7 skill sets, 4 in this section, 4 here and 2 here. And I'm about halfway here. So I'm going to show you what it looks like. I'm going to continue my learning. Last time I stopped at risk and regulation of ecosystems. So I'm reading a little bit about cybercrime. I'm reading about old regulation, rigid regulations, impact on jobs, self-regulation, reflection, which are some of the, and then there's a bit of reading here. Here's some governance. Now I'm reading. And here's a little bit of a conclusion. I say, oh, that's fantastic. I go next and says, okay, but first, to this question, which type of network organization is ODT most likely to benefit from a stable network connection? They say, incorrect answer. I'm like, no, I can't believe it. And here it gives you in to say, okay, actually, oh, I see I can't do it. And I'm just going to continue. Okay, so here's another question. Which 3 of the following? I think it's that one, and that one. And it says incorrect answer. And it gives you a bit of a hint. And so you carry on. Oh, another question. Which best suits closed ecosystem? Oh, I'm very bad at this. Match each of the following. I don't know. And you probably drag and drop type of thing. So this is a little bit of reading, a little bit of questions you need to do. And let me just see, I can do that. Hopefully it's the last one. And then I'll go back to my, then they say, oh, Nikki, you preferred to call me. Do you want to revisit this learning? I revisit the learning and I try to do those questions again until I get them right. And then I continue with my learning and then my bar progresses. Okay, so when I'm done with all of this, drivers for change, study, bit of studying, some more questions to do. I'm going to get to some questions. I select that. Okay, so you see it's quite interactive and light to a certain extent. When I'm done with all my OTs, it will say, okay, now you can move on and do your case study prep. And my case study prep, I am here, but I can also see the other levels. I haven't done anything yet. There's some videos, some recordings to watch. Here's the pre-scene material. If anybody's not familiar with case study, I apologize for the terminology. Here's some revision guide. Here's your reading and things to watch. Yeah, so everything you need here to prepare for your exam, and in the end, you book your exam over here. And this is the FLP platform. Everything you need is on here. We can see into the back end, and we can then see when last you've done something or what you're struggling with, and then give you aid in that way. But you have to pass all the skill sets, which is really in lieu of your OT exams, before you can sit your case study. And here you can see how you're doing, and we can see how you're doing. Okay, was that interesting? Probably go with a yes. Okay, guys, I think we are about out of time. Can you tell me how many of you are at the moment, who of you are quite seriously considering transitioning? You're an existing student and you are considering transitioning. Samba? Daniela, yes, I thought you would. Anybody else thinking of transitioning? No commitment. I'm just keen to see what the market is doing out there, and we give feedback to CIMA to say how well the market's receiving it. Okay. Is there anybody in the call tonight who is new and brand new, and you want, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, you're still wondering between PQ or FLP, but you are just actually quite brand new, and you yes, totally. on the CIMA website, but CIMA cannot sell in South Africa, so they probably won't be able to conclude that deal for you. So I know there's legislation against it, and because they're, well, British or an American company, they are quite, you know, they're very respectful of the local legislation, and local legislation prohibits them from selling into our market directly. But I would also just give it a try and see. So it's a transition option for you. Tell me, any new students here? Okay, so mostly I think because we send this out to our current market to say, come and chat to us. Thank you very much for attending tonight. I hope you learned a lot about FLP. It might be a little bit daunting. It might not at all. It might make a lot of sense to you. We have spent a lot of time and energy to simplify the information and to be able to give it to you tonight. So we are IBTC, and we are always here to help you if you're a student of ours or not. Doesn't matter. We just want more chartered management accountants in South Africa. We want you to be better qualified, and that is our contribution. So thank you to the support team for everybody answering the questions, and we're always here to help. Call me in the morning. Thank you, Jabu. I agree. Very interesting move by CIMA. If you are familiar with the CFA qualification, the Chartered Financial Analyst, this has been their model for a very long time. They say anybody, you can do anything, but at the end of the day, we're going to have 3 grueling exams. They've got full day exams. I think it's 6 or 8 hour exams. And since CIMA has been incorporated with a merged with an American company, they're moving over to that methodology, and it's not such piecemeal. Yeah, CPA. Excellent. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to call it a night. It's dinner time, and all the best with your studies and with your exams. And we will see you next week, Thursday. If you're keen, we'll have the same chat.